guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so here we go again with the crocodile tears. You know, it takes me back to that Ben Shapiro quote, "Facts don't care about your feelings." It's become such a popular statement for a reason. When it comes down to it, you just can't be ruled by your emotions. Logic and objective fact and reality simply needs to be at the forefront. If you're making an argument where you're attempting to appeal to emotion, well then frankly, you've already lost. And look, at one point, leftists definitely had the country bamboozled with their emotional appeals. But at this point, I think most people have woken up, they've opened their eyes, and common sense is prevailing. But apparently the Democrats haven't gotten the memo. They haven't realized, or maybe it's just out of pure desperation because they've got nothing left. And so I guess these crocodile tear arguments are really all that's left. And of course, speaking of crocodile tears and these appeals to emotion, we've got this Selena Gomez moment, this clip that went insanely viral yesterday morning. It's the perfect example for everything that's wrong with modern leftist thinking. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright, so I think I laid out the context there. Now let's take a look at Selena Gomez's Hollywood performance as she attempts to build up controversy and outrage in response to Donald Trump's deportation program. Take a look.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
There's really only one proper response here. It's just such a cringy, tired, played-out tactic. The kids, right? Oh, the women and children, the poor people being affected. That's obviously what she's implying, that's what she's crying about. Oh, the poor kids. But let's point out the obvious. Are the Democrats really on the side of protecting people with these policies? No. Trump's the one saving children. These deportations are saving women, children, and just the general community in terms of public safety and, of course, protecting the most economically vulnerable around us who have to deal with unfair competition in the labor market. I mean, we literally just covered a bombshell story that yesterday, the Trump administration supposedly found 75,000 of the 300,000 lost children that Joe Biden lost track of. And when we say lost children, we're talking about a lot of these kids being trafficked by cartels or even worse. It's a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions, like I always say. Donald Trump is saving people, and Selena Gomez is crying. I just can't wrap my head around it. And actually, now that I think about it, this probably should have been the first point that I mentioned, but just to really put things into proper perspective here, Selena Gomez is crying because people are being deported, right? And she's saying, oh, we should have sympathy with these people, these poor people. But who's being targeted by the Trump administration right now? Who's at the top of the priority list when it comes to these deportation orders? Ding, ding, ding. I'm sure you guys are all saying it, or at least thinking it. The criminal migrants. The people who are being targeted with these deportation raids are the most violent illegals. Those who are gang members or known violent felons. Those are the top priority when it comes to those deportation orders. So basically, the Trump administration is going around the nation rounding up gang members, actual violent criminals. Those are the people who are being deported, and Selena Gomez is presenting this as some sort of moral outrage that should have us in a state of complete hysteria. It is absurd. It is so insanely absurd. You are objectively on the wrong side of history. You're shedding tears for violent criminal felons. I just can't wrap my head around it. And to continue to put it into perspective, again, about being on the wrong side here, you know, these TikTok leftoid activists just haven't realized that the American people have completely left them in the dust. Nobody's buying this anymore.
I just want to note how different things are from where we were when Donald Trump first took office and how much more the American people are on the side of Republicans than they were 8 years ago. So trust which party more on immigration. You go back to April of 2017. Look at this. The Democrats held an 11-point advantage over Republicans. So Americans were not liking what Donald Trump and the Republican Party was doing back at the beginning of his first term. Look at where they are now, though. Poll out just in the last week. after Donald Trump took office, which party you trust more in immigration. Look at the margin Republicans are putting up here. A 22-point lead over Democrats. You rarely see issues in which the American people side so much with one party over the other, but on the main issue that Donald Trump has been pumping up and Republicans have been pumping up since the beginning of his term, that began just 1 week ago, Republicans lead overwhelmingly on this. It's not just unusual for right now. It's just so much different than where we were 8 years ago. It just gives the Republicans a lot more leverage.
You know, I don't think the left-wing activists have realized just how off the mark they are, how out of touch they are on this particular issue and so many others. It seems like they still believe that their little TikTok bubble represents the majority, but it doesn't. Without a shadow of a doubt, you are the ideological minority. You are on the wrong side of this issue, and by extension on the wrong side of history, especially considering the amount of damage that these policies have enacted. You leftoids have simply lost the plot. You've gone so far left and so off the rocker, it's not even funny. And really, it's crazy how fast it happened because, you know, like I always point out in these videos, this was the popular Democrat stance not so long ago.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone.
That's Hillary Clinton basically sounding like Donald Trump and getting a standing ovation as she says it. She might have even one-upped Trump with the whole having illegals pay a fine or some sort of back tax. But you know, it just makes it so clear how fast the left has fallen. You guys are out of touch with reality and most importantly, out of touch with the baseline American consensus at this point. And no amount of theatrics or dramatic emotional display will change the reality. And Tom Homan made that quite clear. He actually responded to Selena Gomez's emotional outburst.
The Hollywood celebrity who posted it has now deleted it, I think because probably she faced a lot of backlash for it, noting even the New York Times and Fox News polls show that a majority of American respondents are in favor of deportations of criminals and gang members. She posted a video sobbing. She was crying in it. She said, "All my people are getting attacked," with the picture of a Mexican flag. Again, she has now taken that down. But what do you say to those who are out there saying that these are everyday people, these are families that are being attacked and dragged out of their homes? How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list. We have 250,000 Americans die from fentanyl coming across the open border. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
Nobody's buying the emotional appeals anymore. People want good, common sense policy that protects them, their communities, and the nation's interest. It's time for the left to stop living in their little Reddit, TikTok bubbles where they fantasize about their socialist utopias, and it's time to come back to the real world. And listen, I don't know about you guys, but personally, you'll never catch me shedding a tear for no criminal. These violent criminal migrants must be deported, and then going beyond that to the supposed law-abiding illegals, even then, I get deporting people can be sad for the family members involved, but at the end of the day, you just gotta have a border. People cannot just walk into foreign nations willy-nilly as they please. It's wrong and completely unfair for people who are doing it the legal way. Common sense, law and order just has to be the priority over appeasing the emotions of sensitive leftists, because the alternative is complete chaos, essentially the chaos that we saw under 4 years of Joe Biden's administration. It simply cannot be allowed to continue or to ever happen again. And that's not racist, that's not vicious, that's not wrong. It's actually the right thing, and it's just objectively good common sense policy. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.